Conor McGregor goes ballistic on Demetrious Johnson. Conor McGregor has clapped back at Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson after Johnson questioned why McGregor continues to fight despite amassing a reported $500 million fortune. The exchange began during Johnson's appearance on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, where he expressed his curiosity about McGregor's motivations. Johnson, regarded as one of the greatest fighters in MMA history, openly wondered why McGregor feels the need to keep fighting. "If I were to ask Conor, why are you still fighting? What makes you want to come back? You have all the money in the world. An extra $10 or $20 million shouldn't matter when you've made $500 million. Johnson implied that McGregor's career moves might not align with his financial success, drawing comparisons to Oscar de la Hoya's post-boxing ventures. McGregor didn't take the comments lightly, taking to Twitter to deliver a scathing rebuttal. In his tweet, McGregor mocked Johnson's earnings and his infamous trade to one championship. "This baldy little goat lowest earner all time. How much does an Xbox cost? Traded for Askren LOL. Bye, Felicia." The tweet referenced the 2018 trade deal where Johnson was sent to one championship in exchange for Ben Askren, a move that raised eyebrows at the time. The exchange highlights a sharp contrast in philosophies between the two fighters. Johnson, who has consistently emphasized passion and legacy over wealth, seemed genuinely curious about McGregor's continued drive to fight. McGregor, on the other hand, doubled down on his persona of success, wealth, and dominance in the sport. The Twitter spat has sparked mixed reactions among fans. Some sided with McGregor, defending his desire to fight and mocking Johnson's trade history. Others criticized McGregor for dismissing Johnson's legacy as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters of all time. While McGregor teases his return to the octagon in 2025, Johnson appears firmly retired, focusing on his family and personal ventures. The back and forth between these two legends is unlikely to result in a fight, but adds another layer to McGregor's ever-controversial presence in the MMA world. Breaking: Nate Diaz charged for Las Vegas nightclub altercation. Nate Diaz finds himself in legal trouble once again, as the former UFC star has been charged with battery following an incident at the Omnia nightclub in Las Vegas on August 25th. According to court documents, the charge stems from an altercation with a security guard outside Caesar's Palace. The altercation reportedly involved Diaz making contact with the guard using an open right hand, which knocked the guard's glasses off his face. The battery charge follows an investigation into the incident, which has now escalated into legal proceedings. This isn't the only legal challenge Diaz is currently facing. The MMA veteran is also battling a civil lawsuit related to a high-profile incident earlier in 2023, where he choked out a man resembling Logan Paul during a street scuffle. Footage of the altercation went viral, adding fuel to the legal case. Diaz, known for his brash demeanor and willingness to fight outside the cage, has yet to comment on the latest charge. Legal experts suggest that both cases could result in fines or other penalties, but it remains to be seen how these issues will impact his career outside the UFC. The news has sparked heated discussions online. Some fans see this as part of Diaz's unpredictable and rebellious persona. Others express concern that these incidents could overshadow his MMA legacy and business ventures. Ariel Helwani exposes Belal Muhammad. The ongoing feud between MMA journalist Ariel Helwani and UFC welterweight Belal Muhammad escalated when Helwani responded to comments made by Muhammad during an appearance on Jake Shield's Fight Back podcast. Muhammad accused Helwani of ignoring him throughout his career and refusing to invite him on the MMA Hour. During the podcast, Muhammad shared his frustration about Helwani's alleged lack of support. "He's never invited me on. Even when I beat Leon Edwards, it was like, oh yeah, Belal did a good job. He didn't give it any hype." Shields echoed Muhammad's sentiment and suggested that Helwani might be biased against Muhammad because of his heritage. "He probably doesn't like you because of your heritage. 100%. Helwani quickly fired back on social media, dismissing Muhammad's claims as false. "Yeah, that's not true and you know it. But keep making things up." Helwani went a step further, inviting Muhammad to settle their differences. "Belal, come on the show. We'll put you over and let the people know. You're always welcome. Let's show the world and give peace a chance." Shields wasn't convinced by Helwani's response and called him out. "If you're telling the truth, pull the receipts and prove you invited him on. Fighters don't watch your show. Why don't you send him a DM or text message?" In response, Helwani shared a screenshot of a 2016 message to Muhammad's manager, arranging an interview ahead of UFC 205. The conversation showed Helwani's team reaching out, and Muhammad's manager agreeing to confirm a time. "Here's me texting his manager in 2016, the oldest I can find. Spoiler, He never came on. I've asked publicly and privately. Now, piss off. Helwani pointed out that Muhammad's manager at the time was Ali Abdelaziz, who allegedly has a policy of not allowing fighters he manages to appear on Helwani's shows. Helwani has previously claimed that this is why other fighters managed by Abdelaziz, like Khabib Nurmagomedov and Kamaru Usman, rarely appear on his platform. This feud highlights ongoing tensions between Helwani and certain figures in the MMA community. Muhammad's claims of being overlooked reflect a broader conversation about how the media covers fighters, particularly those climbing the ranks without major promotional pushes. Merab absolutely snaps on Umar. Merab Dvalishvili has opened up about a heated altercation involving Umar Nurmagomedov and a provocative fan at UFC 310. Speaking to Ariel Helwani, Merab detailed the incident, expressed his frustration, and issued a stern warning to Umar ahead of their fight at UFC 311. Merab recounted the tense moment while walking with Aljamain Sterling. I was walking back with Aljo when some guy grabbed my shoulder, filming me with his phone and cursing at me in Russian. My Russian isn't great, but I understood the bad words. He was disrespecting me and my family. Security intervened, preventing Merab from escalating the situation, but one of his friends didn't hold back. My friend slapped the guy. Even security could tell this guy was provoking me, and they held me back. It was hard. I'm a man and a fighter. I live respectfully, but when someone disrespects me, of course, I will react. Merab directed much of his anger toward Umar, accusing him of supporting the provocateur. Umar shared pictures with this guy, proud of what he did. That shows me that Umar is not a good guy. If any of my friends provoked a professional fighter, I would tell them to stop, but Umar encouraged this behavior. Merab made it clear that this has changed his perception of Umar. Umar is a good fighter, but he's not a good man. That's my problem with him. While Merab vowed to remain professional leading up to their fight, he hinted at post-fight consequences if Umar doesn't apologize. I don't want to beat Umar before the fight because he'll use it as an excuse to cancel. I'm a company man and I won't do anything that jeopardizes the fight. But after the fight, if he doesn't apologize, he's going to get slapped. Even if I have to go to Dagestan, I'll find him. Umar has made a big mistake with me and he has to pay for it. Merab also emphasized his respect for the people of Dagestan. I love Dagestan. I have many friends there, and I respect the Dagestani people. But Umar's actions were out of line, and I won't let it slide. Merab balanced his fiery comments with a focus on professionalism. I don't care about belts, money, or legacy. I care about respect. I'll handle this in the octagon first, because that's my job. But after the fight, we'll see. As UFC 311 approaches, all eyes will be on the matchup between Merab and Umar. While the fight promises to be a clash of elite skills, the animosity between the two fighters adds another layer of intrigue. Dustin Poirier shows interest in fighting Ilia Topuria at lightweight. The lightweight division may soon see an exciting matchup as Dustin Poirier has hinted at his interest in welcoming Ilia Topuria to the 155-pound weight class. Following Topuria's recent comments about moving up and targeting Charles Oliveira as his first opponent, Poirier took to social media to suggest an alternative, himself. Poirier reposted a fan suggestion on X, formerly Twitter, that proposed a fight between him and Topuria. Hear me out. If Ilia wants to move up to lightweight, do Ilia Topuria versus Dustin Poirier. This simple repost has sparked speculation about Poirier's willingness to face the undefeated featherweight contender in what would be a massive test for Topuria at lightweight. Topuria recently announced his intention to move to lightweight, citing challenges with weight cuts and his desire to grow as a fighter. While Topuria initially expressed interest in facing former lightweight champion Charles Oliveira, Poirier's interest could create a compelling alternative. The potential matchup has generated buzz among fans and MMA analysts, with Ariel Helwani and Jake Shields weighing in on the possibility. Many see it as a clash of styles, with Topuria's grappling and striking going head-to-head with Poirier's elite boxing and experience at the highest level. For Poirier, after his loss to Justin Gaethje at UFC 291, Poirier is looking to re-establish himself as a top contender. A fight with a rising star like Topuria would provide an opportunity to reaffirm his place in the division. For Topuria, facing a seasoned veteran like Poirier would be the perfect introduction to lightweight competition, testing his skills against one of the division's best. While nothing is official yet, Poirier's interest in fighting Topuria adds an exciting wrinkle to the lightweight division. Whether it's against Oliveira or Poirier, Topuria's move to 155 pounds is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated storylines in MMA.